There is this article published by Tribune that caught our attention concerning Pa Albert Adesonwu Eshukoya, a 105-year-old naval retiree begging for his pension to be paid since 2010. This mind-boggling experience is just one out of many of these stories out there. Politicians are quick to get their bumper pension after service, but other public servants go through hell after years of serving their country in different capacities. Yes, so this pension issue has become like one of our Nigerian stories. So we know we have a lot of Nigerian stories. We have the workforce story, we have the unemployment, we have doctor story. This is just one of those stories that we hear, and our hearts, palpitates, because you see old men who have given their lives for their country, who have served, and yet they are not taken care of when they can no longer be of help to themselves. What is your thought on this?
Okay, yes. Well, I have a retiree right now. My mom has been retired for a year, and sadly, she hasn't started receiving her payments, and so they've been giving payments to other colleagues of hers who they retired at the same time, and she had gone to her PFA, and and they were asking her for some information which she had given them, some time back, and she was saying that even if you have misplaced it or you lost it or something was not, in place, shouldn't you have called me? You're my account, officer, called me to say payments are being made, and we noticed yours has not come in from PENCOM in Abuja. Could you come and give us this information again and tell us, they waited until she got there. And this is one of the things that, right now she has this distrust for the PFA, for PENCOM. She thinks that people are sitting down somewhere and trying to chop her money because they were not expecting her to show up. So we need to do better. A lot of the things that happen in Nigeria also has to do with the will to do the right thing. Luckily, because of friends, I was able to call someone in PENCOM, and, they went through her information and they're working on resolving it. But how many people have someone that they can call at PENCOM to help them resolve it? It should not even have to be that way. Yes. I should not have to make a call to a friend to a friend.
You shouldn't know somebody. I should just
be on my phone in my house, knowing that I've given my information and everything comes out. Now, concerning this man that is 105, I know that there are different kinds of packages. There are some people that would have asked that their payments be made, and then when they pass on, whatever is left is given as their family to the next of kin. And then there are some that are like, you pay me, and then when I die, whatever is left is left. So I wonder what sort of package that he had. At what age did they think he may have passed on and decided not to continue giving him his pension? The question is, has he gone ahead to meet with his PFAs? But as I said earlier, you do not have to wait for your client to be chasing you. Chase your client and find out what is really happening. But this is not even about that. I think for me, this is even like the easiest of the issues. We have a serious issue in Nigeria when it comes to pension. We have old people who have served this country protesting, carrying placards, looking so sick and frail, asking for their pensions to be paid. And how much is this thing? It's stipends. And they call it stipends for a reason. It's a small amount of their money that they give them every month. Money. Please.
So companies and institutions and establishments of government had to manage pension themselves. And I'm feeling this 105-year-old man would have fallen within the old pension order. And because of the level of corruption that happened there, we had PENCOMs, we had what they call a contributory pension scheme that was launched to respond to it. But then what do we find? Years into the contributory pension scheme, we still have those same issues. It's like they just sort of removed old cloth and wore new cloth for the same problems. Because the contributory pension scheme is supposed to be you paying towards your pension now, unlike the old system where government will say because you have served, an amount was set aside that you'll be maintained with when you're no longer in service, so you're not on the streets begging. And, they will maintain you with that amount. So as you grow older and old age ailments start to show, you don't have to be a burden to anybody. Yes. But we have people presently being a burden. The other day on the news, I saw retired police officers, decrying the situation. One woman was saying, both parents are still alive. I still have to take care of them. I'm such a burden to family. I'm even an embarrassment to younger ones. I'm not useful to the immediate family because what she's even entitled to is about 50,000, which cannot cover house rent, bills, and all of that. And the worst case is that she then has to owe the money is not enough, but she's being owed. So, you know, the life is not one of dignity.
Yes.
Everybody in service who is presently getting their money and our decision makers around these areas should know that it's a circle that is coming to them.
Yeah, so
they too will retire. With my father's language will be like, don't worry, Shebi is the MD, don't beg him. He will come and join us. And during my
he may be in the political class.
He used to laugh. Because those MDs who made it difficult and say, no, we can't sign this thing now, there's no money. When they now join, they are stronger advocates on the other side. So you should remember it's a circle. We all will grow old. Yeah. It's not good. I hate to see a person of old age. We're Africans. Older people are revered. Yeah. A person of old age being forced to scramble with somebody.
For what is rightfully theirs.
For what is right. Yesterday morning on my way to work, right before opposite motorways here, and a very old man, visibly, he couldn't see where he had the glasses. This one that you can see the eyes from through the glasses, you obviously couldn't see. Had his son taking him to hospital. I take my mom to hospital. I don't want to take her across that kind of express or stand by the roadside to get a bus. I think it's the most tedious thing to do. The other day on Adekunle Road, I saw a girl with an older father like that too, trying to take her father. I saw the drug bag they got from the Federal Medical Center. You could see drugs, and I was like, this is wrong. What is our system doing? Yeah. And it is because of this laxity, this total idleness and nonchalance. We don't even care. As long as it's not my father, I've stolen enough, I will take my father to Dubai.
Yes.
You don't know what people have to go through to take their parents to hospital. Most of us have to resort to the general hospitals to treat our parents. And so it's wrong. It's completely wrong that what they can use to afford good life is not there.
It's taken away from them.
It's not there.
It's taken away from them.
Even though they're entitled.
One of the problems I see is that of data. We keep hearing these young old men should go and re-register. Every time they call for pension, you see them, they queue up, register. And I'm wondering, where they worked, was it that there was no data? They didn't have any data that, okay, from one level to the other, the data just keeps transferring, and then when you retire, they just automatically move it to PENCOM or any of those agencies. Do they need them to come again and queue up for registration? How do we solve the problem of data?
It's one of two things. That one is one of two things. It's corruption on the side of Nigerians and on the side of the companies now. So usually, when a person passes, you inform. For some companies, you don't have to inform because they have their own hospitals. For Navy officers, for instance, now, you are supposed to use, or ex-military officers, are supposed to use the military hospitals, and so they keep data. But even though they have the data, they will still ask for continuous, maybe 3 to 2 years assessment of people. So you come and then they take your biometrics again. So they know you're still alive. But sometimes when they don't do it, you have family members who have passed and their children are just simply collecting the money. So it's both of these.
So you know, you mentioned earlier, we have a new system. This system is over 10 years now. Yes. So in response to issues like this, so there used to be a time where we would have said, yes, there was no data. And it was solely on the part of your employer to make sure that they're making your contributions to your pension fund. But then when we had the new revived PENCON and the PFA, the contributory scheme, what would happen is that you'll be making contributions will be taken out of your salary, and as it's entering, you will get alerts. So you're aware of what's happening. They have your information. So that's why someone like my mom can even go there and they can click on her name and have the information. But for those who are much older, the system was just so jumbled. Things was just by mouth. But now it is a requirement for your employer to make a percentage payment on your behalf. You see when it's done. Yours that's taken from you, you see when it's done. So you have data. That makes it easier to be able to pursue and track when there are any information, when there are things that are not going right. But for those who the ones that we see carrying placards, for those that we see being shooed away when they are protesting, I don't know why we still have those sort of people till today. I feel that we should have sorted those people out. We should have gotten their data. Considering their age, there's something that they do in Nigeria where we pick people from one state and say, oh, all of you go to Abuja and go and do whatever. It makes no sense. One, we have insecurity. People are traveling, we hear all the things. You constantly put people on the road to go and update their information does not make sense. Yeah. We have technology that can handle that. So those are the things that we need to now do. Is it be more creative about how we handle some of these issues
how we get their data. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll take phone calls and messages. So we have a caller on the line, Maureen from Yaba. Good morning, Maureen.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing amazing.
I needed to contribute to your conversation.
Okay.
With regards to pensioners. We are in a country where we have a lot of issues. The military people have their own style of pension.
True.
The civilians in the civil service have their own style of pension. At least in the past, we used to be all under the pension administrator, which is PAP tax. Then in 2004, we were all moved to pension managers. Except even the military people too were moved. But they discovered that the stipend that was being paid was so terrible. They decided to protest. Just like you see the police now protesting, that they don't want to be under that scheme anymore, under the pension managers anymore. So what happens to the civilians, the pure civil servants who work in the civil service? We haven't had cause to protest. We haven't been able to speak out because even dragging all of us to the pension managers, I don't think they ever sat us down to ask us our opinion. It is very sad. My lady there is talking of the mother that has just retired. The little she has seen is just the little she's hearing. Let her get her first reimbursement. You will be disappointed at how much your mother is going to be getting at the end of the month.
I hope things change, Joe. Thank you so much, Maureen. Do you have messages?
Love says, my dad died in I'm sure she made 2001. He was an aircraft engineer with FAA, and he died in employment. My mom fought tooth and nail to get his pension, traveled to Abuja numerous times, and before the money was paid. I think we have a lot of on YouTube, but this came on Instagram, and I only opened it shortly. I think we need to do something for the beneficiaries the person left behind. Because Miriam mentioned the system, that some people leave their beneficiaries with the name on how they should be paid. They should do something. Okay, now I've opened the message. She said, before tooth and nail, she traveled to Abuja numerous times and paid money here and there to staff who were asking for money to process things. She still didn't get the money as of the time she died in 2018. It was really sad. Luckily, when she retired, she already had enough experience from sorting my dad's to sort hers. So she received her own pension before she died. It's a vicious cycle.
Let me take this call. Bossede from Abeokuta. Good morning, Abosede.
Good morning. I was looking at the program concerning the pension problem. We have issues in Nigeria concerning this. Even those that are working in private companies, they have not even collected their pension. When they ask, the question is, give us this, that. And when they give it out, they will now say, okay, we are going to pay you the money later. But unfortunately, it's not paid. People are suffering. People are dying. More people are dying because of this thing. This pension they are collecting. For our government, it is something they just do to, I think, for just enjoyment. Some people, the pension they are collecting, they peanut that does not even pay their house rent. Why are they now holding it? People are dying, old people are dying, and they are not happy. They are not praying for us. How are we going to go forward in Nigeria?
Thank you so much, Abosede. Thank you. That brings me to, I'll come to you, Miriam, the fact that government now borrows into the pensions. So, government is always looking for money, always borrowing. So they've exhausted all the international platforms. They are coming to the Nigerian platform. They are coming to pensions. They are touching accounts that would have, given a sort of relief to young, old people to know that at the end of the day, I'll still get something till I say goodbye. How do we handle this case of government borrowing and not having any plan to pay? when it comes to
government is not credit worthy. I've said this before longer. Yeah. I said, honestly, please, when it comes to the pension of Nigerians, just hands off. Because we have seen over time how we keep struggling to even pay our loans. Probably with other international organizations and countries, they are mandated and stringent things are put in place to make sure that they pay. But to the Nigerian person, who do you think is going to ask the federal government? Who's going to force them to pay? And then you leave Nigerians vulnerable. Please, let's just stay away from their pension. That's one. I just wanted to go back to the calls that were made where, you know, there's a amount of money where you get as a lump sum. Then eventually you get monthly stipends. Payments, you know, just to help you live, you know, maintain or live a decent life, you know, till, you know, you pass on. And we have people not getting that. You know, when she called...
Not getting the lump sum.
No, you get the lump sum. Okay. Some of them get the lump sum. My mom still hasn't even received the lump sum. Oh. So now even those payments, they don't come when they're meant to come. And if they say that when you calculate, it's a system. So the total money that you have contributed throughout your working years, there's a percentage that they take where they calculate it. So it determines how much you get as lump sum and how much you get over the years. And many of them have complained that the amount of money you are supposed to get monthly does not do anything. Wow. This is a country we are constantly talking of inflation. One day you are buying gas for 5,000. The next day you are buying it for 15, 18,000, 20,000. What you were buying for 15, you are buying for 30,000. Food that you could spend 5,000 in the market, you dare not go into the market with that sort of money. So these people have to maintain that. Secondly, there's a part of pension administrators where when you put your money there, it's also to be invested to get profits, you know, to help. I still don't understand how that works because I don't see pension. Maybe they will call us and let us understand. I don't see them ever saying that, you know what, this profit and it has reflected in our monthly stipends that we get.
Let me hold you on that. Emmanuel from Kaduna is calling. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning.
Go ahead, sir. Good morning.
Yeah. You see, Hello?
We can hear you. You're live, sir.
Okay. You see, one cannot do government work to be rich. Government workers always rely on this retirement benefit to live a better life. The way Nigerian government is handling retirement issues is very bad. Like in the police, you will be contributing money from your salary. When you retire, the pension management, I don't know what they call themselves, they will divide the money into three, give you one part, and say they will be managing the other ones for you. My sister, after 35 years, can't you manage your money by yourself? What they are doing is the corruption of the highest order.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. But there was hold on, Nima. There was something Miriam mentioned, which is when they invest the money, we're supposed to get profits on investment. Is it not something that Labour can hop on?
Of course.
And start fighting for?
Is it not Labour that are the highest beneficiaries of a pension scheme? So Labour is, you know, failing in a lot of areas, and I've said that I'm tired of even saying it. Like this guy is saying on YouTube, Oluwa Shehu Misaki, that his mother retired 6 years ago. Until now, no pension has been paid. Sad. They keep giving them hope day by day. Just wonder what the difference is between the contributory pension and the old and this contributory pension. What I understand contributory pension to be is that you've paid towards your retirement. So when you retire eventually, something is given to you as your lump sum for you to do whatever you'd love to do, maybe invest or start something. And then they manage your bulk of your money for you and pay you over time. That does not mean that whatever is left is not given to you in case they hear that you die. There's always the provision for your next of kin to take the lump sum left. So what you have contributed and what is managed and the profit that is generated does not belong because they have a percentage they take for managing those funds.
Exactly. So you should be able to have your benefits, even to your next of kin after you die.
Should access unlike what they used to have in the old order, that the moment you die, the pension of your whatever you worked, wherever you worked, will now be calculated. They will call your next of kin and pay him something. Nobody questions what happens. But the contributory pension scheme comes in a contract. I saw one of my close relatives and I read through. And if, God forbid, something happens, I know where to go.
So let me take Hassan from Lekki, then I'll come to Miriam and we'll wrap up. Hassan, good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Please, this is a clear indication of dislocation of social contracts in our country and poor justice system. Let me take you down memory lane of this, of even the pension fund of police. Stolen by minors. Are you aware of that? And secondly, we have this issue of even Obasanjo himself trying to get us out of the shackles by handing people of Nigeria, the workers, to the PFA. But you can see the problem. The problem is from the system and from the justice system. We don't have justice system. Somebody will come and loot the money. They have been looting the pension fund all this way. Superannuation fund has been looted all this way. Nobody is saying anything. You can see Maina is in court. He has been in court. And he will be there forever. Our courts are there. And our judges, our lawyers are there defending him. Defending the injustice. Where do you go from here?
Thank you so much, Mr. Hassan. Miriam.
Yes. So this is what we talk about, the cycle. If you do something, it affects the next person, affects the next generation, and it goes round and round, and it will meet you. So I would hear much older people say that there used to be a time where when they worked, they knew that their pensions were guaranteed. But then after a while, they noticed that people who have worked for government will go away and would have nothing. So those in government now decided, is this what is happening? I'll make sure I loot or take whatever it is I can take right now.
That was
so
the
I will
root of our
settle
issues.
myself by the time I get down. So this is just a cycle. If you don't do the right thing in one point, it will affect everything down the line. Now, there's also many allegations of people accusing the pension fund administrators as well, saying that they may have some staff who are trying to make sure that they can have your information because you would have your number and things like that, and would circumvent that system and get monies for themselves. These are things.
Fraud.
See, I just hope that next time we can have these
experts come
managers come in and answer Nigeria's questions. Why would Nigeria, a pensioner, be asking for their stipends every month?
Nigerians have a lot of questions to ask when it comes to this pension. Thank you so much, ladies.